Welcome back. In this video, I want to show you my process I use to overcome this phenomenon, target panic. Now, this might be something you have struggled with in the past or battling with right now. And for some of us, this might be a daunting topic, I understand. But it's not the end of the world. We have developed a process that you can work through that can help you overcome this challenge. Now, I do things a bit differently. I would tell you to go and buy another release like a special hinge to help you in this exercise. You can use your hinge, but for now we are going to use the very same trigger that caused this target panic. I'm a firm believer running around the hurdle is not overcoming it, and this time we're jumping over it and fast. Thus, we are going to approach this challenge the most natural way possible. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and if you give it harmful code, it will run with this lousy code very well. Now, what happens when you do a terrible thing very good? Well, essentially, you drive yourself into the ground, and pretty deep too. What we need to do is to reprogram this computer, your brain. We will show it things that it's not used to seeing or didn't believe in before. I know it sounds crazy, so let's jump into it. For this exercise, you would want to back your bow's poundage off with about 3 to 5 pounds. We will be spending a lot of time on full draw, but if you feel you're fit enough and you can handle a lot of time at full draw, then it's fine, you don't need to back it off. Step 1. Stand closer to your target and put a bigger target face on to shoot at. If you're used to shooting at 40 yards, then I would suggest moving to about 20 to 25 meters or yards. Doesn't matter, but essentially I want you to almost half the distance you usually practice on. Step 2. When you found your new spot and set up your new target, I would want you to do the following. Take your bow, draw it back, settle on your anchor points and wait for the bow to stabilize. Once that has happened, aim in the middle but without bringing your finger onto the trigger. Just aim for about 7 to 10 seconds long. I want your brain to feel what it feels like to aim in the middle, and it should feel great to your mind and not something that you are scared of. You'll eventually get tired, so you can lay down your bow and take a break before proceeding to the next rep. Once you've done this for about 6 times, you can take a more extended break as if you would go and pull your arrows, so play with the dog or just do something else. Just let your shoulders and your back muscles get some more oxygen. If you don't feel confident yet, do this step again and again. Now, for some of you, it might feel easy. If it feels easy, you are ready to proceed to the next step. Step 3. We repeat step 2, but now I want you to put your finger onto the trigger. And while aiming, I just want you to rest your finger onto the trigger post. And again, exposing your brain to that feeling. Now this is where the reprogramming comes in. You'll eventually get tired, so take your finger off the trigger and safely let down. We don't want to pull off a shot just yet. It would be best if you taught yourself that self-discipline to aim with your finger onto the trigger but without squeezing the trigger off. I know it is very tempting to do it, but your brain needs to see that this is indeed possible. What this step does is, it allows you to wait for the better shot. What I mean with move your sight pin around in the middle is that you should draw a figure 8 in the center of the target while aiming with your finger onto the trigger. Even with step 2, you can also draw a crosshair, moving your bow up and down with precise movements and then left to right, and repeat that until your 7 to 10 seconds run out. Ideally, you would want to repeat this step about 12 to 18 times. This step is the foundation of this whole exercise, so the more you do it, the better. And you would want to slow down between each of the reps. You can do about 6 reps at a time and then take a decent break in order for your muscles, especially your shoulders and your back muscles, to recover. Step 4. In step 3, we haven't pulled off a single shot. What I would like you to do now is to apply some more pressure onto your trigger. So repeating step 3 but applying some more pressure until the shot breaks off. So I like to split step 4 into 2 parts. There's the aiming part and there's the squeezing part. So when your bow stabilizes and you start aiming, then you'll want to move your focus to squeezing onto the trigger. When you're squeezing on the trigger, you'd still want to aim, of course. And when the shot goes off, your arrow will land where you have last aimed. It's simple. When that shot goes off, it is what every single shot should feel like. It's crisp with that pre-applied pressure onto the trigger. It cannot come more naturally than this. This is the ultimate. To prevent you from going back to your old habits, you'd want to go and slow down this whole process. Your shoulders will need to rest more than usual. You want to settle, aim in the middle, and start squeezing, applying more and more pressure onto the trigger. When that shot breaks off, you'll feel your follow through will come back, and that rigorous follow through is precisely what you want. If you feel like you are struggling with step 4, revert to step 3 and repeat that until you feel confident again. The best thing about this whole exercise is you can apply it even though you don't have target panic. You will fine-tune your shot sequence and your self-discipline will grow. Your confidence will start to pick up again and ultimately make you a better archer. I find myself between step 3 and 4 now and again. I use this method to stay on track and to help me push my limits even further. So that's it. That's 4 easy steps for you to get rid of target panic. I've been using this method for the last 7 to 8 years now and it's helped me every single time. And this exercise of mine stretches over about 3 to 4 days. I like to spend some more time on step 3 and 4 as that's the closest to what a real shot can come. And yeah, give it a shot, let me know how it goes. Also go follow me on Instagram at HanoDK. Tag me in your posts over this quarantine period. I'd love to follow along and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.